Hello everybody and welcome to the workbench, where today we are having a look at the new South&CR Chatham D Class from Rails of Sheffield and Dapol. It has, it's a wonderful model. You open that box and you instantly think, why are those buffers on the side of the tender rather than on the buffer beam? But once you've got it out the box and you put the buffers on, you look at it and you just think, wow. And put it back in the box, and next time you take it out, you think, why are those buffers on the side of the tender, not in the buffer beam? It's the kit you get to build again and again and again. But no, seriously, it's a wonderful model. You look at it now, you can see it is fantastic. It has plenty of detail. We have under here a representation of the valve gear that is done really nicely. Let's pop the loco and tender apart, and then I can bring that in closer, and you can see there the nice red valve gear. And if you look straight down, you can see my workbench through it, because it does have open frames, so you can see the bottoms of the valve gear through the frames there, and it's fantastic. I really am impressed with it. It's got very nicely done cab interior, ready for crew to be added. Well, it will certainly be a tight fit for them. It's got a really easy to remove coal load. You can quite easily just pick it out, and underneath that it has all the detail of the tank top and the coal space in the front leading down to the door, which is open, so if you were to pour coal down here, it could come out the door. And so that is incredibly easy to remove that coal load. Now, on some models it's a lot hard, it's quite awkward. On this one you can turn it upside down and it's done. It of course has that wonderful new tender coupling. It remains to be seen how it lasts long term, but to me it seems very sturdy, very nice. And to couple these up, you just push them together and done. They are now coupled. It really is that simple. So as you saw earlier, pull them apart and you've done the opposite. So it is, in general, a really nice model, and as it is here is how it comes out the box. I have not added any detailing to it yet. I have not changed the front wheels, which I probably will do at some point, but not until I've got a proper layout I can play with it on and I can actually test what it's like for hauling stuff. Although from other reviews, I think with the proper wheels on there it will be plenty strong enough, because I can't see me ever running it with more than, say, 6 carriages on the back. And it does have, from what I can see, pickups for these front wheels already on, so adding the proper solid wheels will give it even better electrical pickup. Always a plus. So yeah, in general, modelled very, very well. However, there are some issues with the livery application. Hopefully these won't be quite so bad on the ones that are not South&CR and Chatham, because, you know, it's a complicated livery. We'll start with the most obvious from here. These letters on the tender are way too close together. They should be much more spread out than that. But there are worse crimes in the world, are there not? It still looks wonderful. Now, the number on the cab side, on the other hand, that is very wonky. This is the straighter of the two sides, but you can still see it is wonky. On the other side, it's wonky, it's too high, it's too far back. It's just not very good. Now, I'm going to mention something here that I mentioned on RMWeb, and you're all going to hate me for it, so get down in those comments and tell me how much you hate me and how much I'm wrong. Go on. In fact, even dislike the video for it. I don't mind. The crest on the front splasher is a lot lower detail than the crests from either Hornby or Chatham's on their significantly cheaper H&P respectively. Now, I'm not going to get to show you it up close here, but I will put some pictures up on the screen that show that this is not legible, whereas on the H&P it is. They also have a lot more colours on the H&P, and it really does stand out next to them. Now, there's a lot of people that's not going to bother, a lot of people are going to like that. And that is, that is fine. That is it is opinion. So, if you like it, good for you. That is excellent. I do not think anyone should disagree with anyone's preferences for what one they like better. But something I think we can all agree on is the dome and the safety valve cover. They look atrocious. They'd look much better finished like the copper cap on the chimney has been being slightly dull rather than mirror finish shiny plastic. It's not a good look, and it wouldn't have looked like that in service ever. So I will be at some point painting over those with some gold paint, admittedly, but it will be a lot less garish looking, a lot more realistic. But then a problem with the tampo printing, and they said that they couldn't do the lining from the cab front over the splashers. They would have gone down here, over the splashers and along the front. And you can see it ends just here. And the reason they gave for that is they couldn't, the number of prints it would take with the tampo printer to go all the way round that shape, they just wouldn't be able to do it. Because they wouldn't be able to get it to line up, it would look terrible. I would have liked to have seen it done, but that is that's a perfectly valid reason. If that's why they can't do it, that's why they can't do it. Of course, the problem there is, if they haven't been able to do the boiler in one pass on the tampo printer, and unfortunately, their problem does show. You can see just a little yellow line here. What that is where they've had the tampo printer in from one side and the other, and all the boiler bands slightly overlap each other, and they're slightly out of alignment. I would expect it is easy to cover up with weathering and won't show. And also, on a display model that you're looking at from the side, you're not going to notice it. Looking from where I am now, about 1.5 feet away, I can notice it. Would I notice it from 3 feet away? I don't know that I would. So it's certainly not the biggest problem ever. So in general, it's a wonderful model. And it does, as you have seen, run beautifully. I am very happy with how it runs. I stuck some track on the floor the other day in the front room when it arrived, and I did sit and play with it for a little bit, just backwards and forwards, because why not? But yeah, in general, it's a great model. It's really nicely done. The lining on the wheels is fantastic. The detail they've got on the valances is fantastic. Now, even the axle boxes on the tender, you can just about see, say, SE&CR. Now, you probably can't because my camera's not going to focus well enough at a close enough distance for that. But I assure you it's there, and it's great. They have, in general, done a really, really good job. It has its faults, but so does everything else. I wouldn't buy it again, but I don't regret buying it, if that makes sense. Not at the current price, anyway. So if all these things were perfect, it would be worth, it'd be well worth a lot more than the £200. But that's never going to happen because no model is ever going to be perfect. But yeah, she's a great model. I really do like it. I'm really glad I've got it, and I can't wait to have a proper layout to run it on properly. That is all I've got to say on it, really. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike, leave some hate, all that great stuff. And I'll hope to see you in my live stream on Sunday if you've come to this, because, every Sunday night I do some live modelling, and we're currently working on a South Eastern Railway O Class in South Eastern Railway livery. So come and join us for that and see how much better Dapol are at putting liveries on than I am. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.